The mockery begins. The great council chamber of the galaxy was filled with light, voices, and pride. The leaders of 100 alien worlds had gathered inside a hall made of shining crystal and steel. They spoke with arrogance, their words echoing across the chamber, and at the center of it all they laughed. But they were not laughing at each other. They were laughing at Earth. "Humans are fragile," one alien commander said, his voice sharp and cruel. "They bleed too fast, they break too easy. Their ships are nothing more than floating metal cans weak against the fire of true fleets." Another alien, a tall one with silver skin, raised his hand. They called themselves brave. But bravery cannot stop plasma cannons. Bravery cannot protect their small blue planet. The chamber roared with laughter again, echoing through the walls. But in one corner, far from the center, sat a single human envoy. He was silent, his face calm, his eyes hidden in shadow. He did not respond to the insults. He did not rise in anger. He only listened. The aliens mocked harder, thinking silence meant fear. "They joined our council hoping for protection," another voice sneered. "They believed we would keep them safe, but we do not need weak allies. We need warriors." The words cut deep. But the human envoy did not move. He let the storm of voices wash over him. He knew something they did not. The galaxy believed humanity was weak, but humanity was patient, and patience was its own kind of power. One alien general leaned closer to his companions and whispered loudly, "If humans resist our will, their planet will burn in one cycle, their oceans will boil, their cities will vanish, and their people will cry for mercy." The others nodded in agreement, cruel smiles spreading across alien faces. They truly believed Earth was defenseless. They truly believed humanity was helpless. The envoy finally raised his head. His voice was calm, steady, not loud, but strong enough to carry through the chamber. "You think humans are weak because we do not shout," he said. "You think we are fragile because we do not show you everything we have." The aliens grew silent for a moment, surprised at his words. Then one of them barked out a laugh. "What could Earth possibly have?" the alien mocked. "A few broken fleets, a handful of stations? Your people still struggle to reach beyond your sun." The council erupted again in laughter, and the envoy lowered his eyes once more, saying nothing. But inside he remembered. He remembered the silent work of miners on distant asteroids, the engineers in hidden bases under the frozen moons, the vast shipyards buried inside dark nebulae, the Armada being forged in silence, the secret every human carried in their heart. They were not weak. They were waiting. The meeting ended with the council still laughing, and the envoy walked out quietly. No one paid him much attention. To them he was nothing. To them Earth was nothing. But in the silence of his steps there was weight, for he carried the knowledge of a truth the galaxy would soon learn. As he walked through the great halls of the alien station, he passed warriors, commanders, and officials. All of them looked at him with mocking smiles. He ignored them. He had no reason to answer. Their laughter would soon turn into fear. He entered his small shuttle, a simple craft compared to the towering alien warships docked nearby. But inside that shuttle, a message was waiting. A message from Earth. It was short. Only a few words, but it was enough to bring a shadow of a smile to his face. "Armada almost ready." The envoy closed his eyes and whispered to himself, "They do not see it, they will not believe it, not until it is too late." In the distance, alien fleets drifted like predators circling prey. They believed they were watching a weak world. They believed the humans were nothing. But in the hidden dark of space, engines were awakening, steel giants were rising, and when they emerged, the laughter of the galaxy would end. The envoy set his course back to Earth. The stars stretched before him. Silent and endless, he knew what was coming. He knew the galaxy had made a mistake, and mistakes when made against humanity were never forgiven. The silence of the human envoy was not weakness. It was the calm before a storm. A storm so great, it would shake the galaxy to its core, and far above the alien laughter, beyond the echo of their mockery, the stars themselves seemed to whisper a warning. They should not have laughed. silent preparations, the envoy's shuttle returned. To Earth unnoticed, the aliens did not follow because in their minds there was no reason. Why would anyone watch a weak species? Why would anyone fear a world of fragile bodies? But behind the blue glow of Earth's oceans, in the shadow of its quiet beauty, there were secrets. Secrets buried deep in frozen moons, hidden within hollowed asteroids, and sealed under oceans of silence. Humanity had been preparing for years, not loudly, not proudly, but patiently. Every laugh of the galaxy was another spark for their fire. Every insult was another hammer strike on steel. Far beyond Mars, in the asteroid belt, giant caverns of rock had been turned into forges. Engines roared in secret, plasma furnaces burned day and night. Workers with scarred hands and tired eyes welded hulls thicker than any alien ship. These were not simple ships. These were monsters of steel. Silent titans waiting for the command to rise. The aliens had seen fragments, small hints, a convoy of ore haulers that disappeared into empty space. Signals from moons that should have been dead. But they ignored it, because arrogance blinds even the sharpest eyes. On Europa, beneath the ice, a secret base thrived. Thousands of engineers, pilots, and scientists worked in silence. Their families believed they were gone forever. But they had chosen this exile, willingly, for they knew humanity's survival depended on their sacrifice. Deep inside the frozen tunnels, a ship rested. It was larger than any vessel Earth had ever built before, a dark shape with glowing veins of power. Its name whispered across the halls, Leviathan. It was not alone. Dozens of warships, carriers, and cruisers slept in their docks, each one hidden, each one waiting, like wolves beneath the snow, ready to strike when the storm came. Back on Earth, governments and leaders spoke softly. There were no grand speeches, no open parades, only silence. Because silence was their shield, and silence was their weapon. The envoy returned to the hidden command bunker beneath the Rockies. He walked past guards who saluted without words. Inside the chamber, generals stood around a table glowing with maps of the galaxy. "Report," one of them asked, his voice steady. The envoy placed his hands on the table. "They still laugh at us," he said. "They believe Earth is helpless. They believe we are prey." A thin smile crossed the general's face. "Good," he said. "Let them believe." Another officer spoke, her eyes sharp. "Our armada is almost complete. 3 more cycles and the carriers will be fully operational." "Leviathan?" the envoy asked. "Leviathan will rise," she answered. "And when it does, the galaxy will know what we have built in the dark." But there was danger too. Scouts reported alien patrols moving closer to human space. Whispers of spies trying to uncover the truth. The council was curious even if they pretended not to be. And curiosity could ruin everything. So humanity tightened the silence. Codes were changed. Convoys rerouted. Shipyards went dark whenever foreign eyes passed too. Near every worker swore an oath, every pilot trained in secret. They knew discovery would mean destruction, and yet not one of them hesitated. Because humanity remembered. They remembered every world that called them weak. Every commander who mocked their bravery. Every voice that said Earth would burn. And so they worked harder. With each hammer strike, they said, "We are not weak." With every engine test, they whispered, "We are waiting." With every silent launch, they promised, "You will see." In the dark edges of Neptune's orbit, a fleet of stealth frigates drifted. They had no lights, no signals, no names on their hulls. To sensors, they were nothing more than rocks. But inside, crews waited, hands on weapons, ready for the first order. One young pilot looked at the endless stars and asked softly, "Will they ever see us for who we really are?" The commander beside him answered, "They will, but only when it is too late." The suspense of silence grew heavier with each passing day. The galaxy believed humanity was still fragile, still harmless. But in the shadows, the truth sharpened, like a blade. And every laugh of the aliens was another step toward their downfall. Back on Earth, the envoy stood on a high balcony overlooking the hidden docks. He watched as another massive hull slid into the water, its engines roaring to life. Beneath the waves, the sound shook the air, but no one outside this place would ever hear it. Not yet. He closed his eyes, and in the silence he whispered the words of a promise. They will regret their laughter. They will regret every word. The preparations continued. The silence deepened, and somewhere in the cold vastness of space, the Leviathan stirred, waiting, watching, silent, for the day it would awaken and shake the galaxy to its core. The first reveal. The galaxy still laughed. They saw Earth as nothing. And so, when a small human colony ship crossed into alien space, no one took it seriously. The ship was old, slow, carrying settlers for a mining outpost. Its hull was thin, its weapons almost useless. To the alien fleet that intercepted it, it looked like prey drifting into a predator's jaws. "Identify yourselves," the alien commander demanded. His ship towered over the human vessel, glowing with plasma fire. The human captain responded with calm words. "This is a civilian vessel, carrying families and supplies. We request safe passage." The alien commander laughed. "There is no safe passage for the weak," he said. "Prepare to be boarded. Your ship is ours." Inside the colony ship, fear spread. Children clung to their parents. Settlers prayed silently. The captain clenched his fists but gave no order to fight. He knew resistance was useless, or so the aliens thought. The alien fleet surrounded the ship, their weapons charged, their crews mocking, and then, without warning, the human vessel powered down completely. Its lights went dark, engines silent. To the aliens, it looked like surrender. "They are finished," the alien commander said. "They do not even have the courage to resist." Laughter filled the alien decks, but their laughter died in seconds because space itself shifted. From the darkness behind the colony ship, shadows moved. At first, the aliens thought it was debris, or perhaps asteroids drifting. But then, the shadows lit up, engines flared, burning blue like stars. One ship, then two, then 10, and with each one the galaxy's arrogance cracked. The alien commander froze. "These are not registered vessels," he whispered. Sensors screamed, systems flashed. The ships were enormous, armored in black steel marked with strange human codes. Not weak, not fragile. Predators hidden inside prey. The largest of them slid forward. Its hull swallowed the light. Its size dwarfed the alien. Warship, and engraved on its side, glowing faintly, was one name: Leviathan. The alien bridge went silent. Crew members stared in disbelief. "This is impossible," one muttered. "Humans cannot build this," said another. But the proof was before their eyes. The Leviathan opened its massive hangar bays. Rows of human fighters poured out, sleek and sharp like arrows of light. They moved in silence. No wasted energy, no wasted motion. Every fighter locked onto alien ships, and still not a single shot was fired. The alien commander felt sweat drip across his scaled skin. He looked at the human colony ship, still dark and silent, and he realized this was not surrender, this was bait. A voice came across the channel, calm, steady, human. "You threatened our people, you mocked our world. Now you see the truth." The alien commander tried to sound brave. "You would not dare fire upon us, the council forbids it," the human voice replied. "The council is not here." Then silence. The fighters did not attack. The Leviathan did not fire. It only drifted closer, its weapons charged but quiet. The weight of its presence was enough. The alien fleet began to retreat, panic spreading through their ranks. They had never seen ships like this. They had never believed humans could build such power. And now they fled, not from weapons but from fear. Inside the Leviathan, the human commander stood before his crew. "Do not fire," he ordered. "They must see us. They must fear us. But they must live long enough to tell the galaxy." The alien ships scattered, their laughter gone, replaced by silence. Across the galaxy, whispers began. Rumors of a hidden human fleet, rumors of titans rising from the dark, and the laughter that once filled the council chambers turned uneasy. Back on Earth, the envoy received the first reports. He read them in silence, then smiled. "The reveal has begun," he whispered. For years, Humanity had hidden its armada. For years they had endured the mockery of alien worlds, but now the first shadow of truth had been shown, and the galaxy had seen enough to tremble. In the stars beyond, the Leviathan drifted silently, its hull glowing faintly, its engines whispering like thunder. And though it had not fired a single shot, the galaxy understood one truth. Humanity was not weak. Humanity was waiting. The first reveal was only a glimpse. The storm had not yet begun, but the galaxy already feared the silence before the strike, and far across the stars, alien commanders whispered in secret, "If this is only the beginning, what else have the humans built?" The Armada awakens. The whispers spread like fire. Every council world had heard of the encounter, of the colony ship that turned into a trap, of the shadow fleet that appeared from nowhere, and of the monster, humans called Leviathan. The laughter was gone now, replaced by unease. But unease soon turned into fear. Because the galaxy began to notice more. Strange sensor readings on the edge of human space, convoys vanishing into darkness, echoes of engines too large for ordinary ships. Still, the council tried to deny it. "They are bluffing," said one alien leader. "They cannot hide an entire fleet," another scoffed. But deep inside their hearts, even they felt the chill. Then it happened, the awakening. On a silent night in the void beyond Saturn, the stars themselves seemed to move. At first, the alien patrol thought it was an illusion, but then the shapes lit up. Engines roared, massive hulls turned in formation, and ship after ship emerged from the dark. Not dozens, not hundreds. Thousands, carriers the size of cities, destroyers shaped like blades, stealth frigates black as shadows. They rose from asteroid fields, from hidden stations, from nebula clouds that had concealed them for years. The human armada, patient and silent, now stood revealed. Alien patrols panicked. Their sensors could not count fast enough. Every scan showed more ships. Every signal revealed more power. It was as if the void itself had given birth to a new empire. At the center of it all drifted the Leviathan. Its massive hull glowed with power lines. Its engines thundered like a storm in space, and its shadow stretched across planets. One ship that could silence entire fleets. One name that already made the galaxy tremble. Inside the Leviathan, the human commanders stood before the gathered captains. "Today we stop hiding," he said. "Today the galaxy sees what we have built, not to conquer, not to destroy, but to remind them. Earth is not weak." The captains saluted in silence, their faces hard, their eyes burning with purpose, and across the galaxy, alien fleets scrambled, councils screamed, commanders argued. None of them could understand how humans had done it, how a species they mocked as fragile had forged an armada larger than most empires, but humanity had done it the only way they knew how. By working in silence, by suffering in patience, by refusing to give up even when mocked. The reveal shook the balance of power. On dozens of alien worlds, civilians stared at intercepted broadcasts. Grainy images of human warships filled alien news screens. Children cried, elders whispered. The galaxy realized the prey they had laughed at was a predator, with teeth sharper than any they had seen. Still, the humans did not attack. Their armada did not fire. It only moved forward, closer to council borders. Every engine like a heartbeat of thunder, every formation like the shadow of a storm. One alien admiral whispered in horror, "They are not striking yet. They are letting us drown in fear." He was right. The humans knew fear could be sharper than any weapon. And so they waited, letting the galaxy's imagination do half the work. On Earth, the envoy stood before the hidden command council. Reports poured in from every corner of space, aliens retreating, worlds trembling, fleets pulling back, all without a single shot fired. The envoy spoke quietly. "The galaxy mocked us because we were silent," he said. "Now that same silence is the sound of their fear." But he also warned, "The council will not let this stand. They will gather their forces. They will try to crush us before we can strike." And so preparations continued. Crews drilled endlessly. Weapons charged. Every soldier knew the storm was close. The reveal had become a warning. The warning would soon become a war. Far beyond Neptune, the Leviathan shifted, its massive cannons aligned, though they did not fire. Its fighters swarmed like hawks above its hull. Its very presence sent ripples through the void. The Armada had awakened. The galaxy had seen. And, in the silence between stars, one truth grew heavier than all others. Humanity had never been weak. Humanity had only been waiting. And now, they were ready. The storm was coming, and every world in the galaxy felt the shadow falling. Judgment of the galaxy. The galaxy could not ignore it anymore. The human armada had awakened, and its shadow stretched across the stars. Panic spread through alien worlds. Councils gathered in fear, voices sharp and trembling. "We must strike. Now," one leader demanded. "If we do not crush them, they will crush us," another hissed. And so, for the first time in centuries, the galaxy united. Not in peace, but in fear of Earth, a coalition fleet was raised. Thousands of alien warships, the pride of empires. Their cannons burned brighter than suns. Their commanders swore humanity would be ended before its storm could rise. The galaxy came together to destroy a single world. The same world they once mocked. The same world they thought too weak to matter. And Earth watched them come. Silent. Steady. Waiting inside the Leviathan, the human commander stood before his crew. "They are coming with all their strength," he said, "and they believe we will break, but they do not understand. We were forged by fire, by struggle, by survival itself. And today, the galaxy will learn what it means to call us weak." His voice echoed through the massive halls. Every soldier, every pilot, every engineer tightened their fists. They were not afraid, because for the first time they held the power. The galaxy's fleet entered human space, the stars filled with warships, their formation endless. And in the center, the alien commanders gave the order. Burn Earth. Once and for all, their cannons lit up. The void turned white with fire. The first wave of destruction roared toward the human armada, and then the Leviathan answered. Its hull glowed, shields flared, the massive cannons roared like thunder. One shot, only one, and an entire alien battleship vanished in fire. The galaxy froze. For centuries, no weapon had held such power. But the Leviathan was not alone. Dozens of carriers opened fire. Hundreds of destroyers unleashed storms of missiles. Thousands of fighters screamed into the void. The silence of preparation was gone. Now came the roar of judgment. Alien fleets tried to hold formation, but human warships moved faster, struck harder. Their weapons tore through shields like paper. Their tactics were sharp, disciplined, merciless. Every strike was precise. Every move planned years in advance. The coalition fleet shattered. Commanders screamed in desperation. "They are not supposed to have this power. They are tearing us apart." And still, humanity pressed forward, not to conquer, but to make a point, that every insult, every laugh, every threat had led to this moment. The Leviathan carved through their lines. Its cannons lit entire sectors like dawn. Its fighters swarmed, like fireflies cutting enemy wings apart. Its engines roared, drowning out the cries of fear. One alien commander, broken and desperate, opened a channel. "Humans! We surrender, we surrender." But the human voice came cold. "You mocked us, you threatened our children, now you will remember Earth." Still, humanity did not slaughter blindly. They struck hard, broke fleets, shattered pride. But when the enemy begged, they pulled back, because their goal was not destruction, it was a lesson. At last the alien fleet retreated, their great armada in ruins, their commanders silent, their voices crushed, and across the galaxy, the truth spread. The humans had stood against them all, and the humans had not broken. On Earth, the envoy spoke to the council. "They wanted to see our weakness," he said. "Instead, they saw our strength, and now they will never forget." The chamber was silent, not with fear, but with pride. For humanity had faced the galaxy's wrath and survived. No, more than survived. They had risen and shaken the stars across alien worlds. Whispers carried through streets. Children asked their parents, "Are humans really that strong?" And the parents could only answer, stronger than we ever imagined. The galaxy would never laugh at Earth again, because Earth had shown the truth. Humanity was not weak. Humanity was the storm, patient, silent, and unstoppable. As the Leviathan drifted back toward Earth, its shadow long and endless, the human commander gave one final order. Let the galaxy remember this day, not as our victory, but as their judgment. And in the silence that followed, the stars themselves seemed to bow, for the storm had passed, but its echo would never fade.